Boom! The stock market just crashed. Did you feel that hit? The market just tanked, and if you're sitting there watching your portfolio fall apart, you're probably wondering, is this it? Well, I'm here to tell you something you need to hear right now. This isn't the end. It's just the beginning. If you think this is the worst it gets, you're about to be proven wrong. Trump just made a huge move. He's hammered Mexico, Canada, and China with massive tariffs, and the market's response? Pure panic. The media's already screaming, the market's crashing. We're headed for a recession. And most investors are just sitting there frozen in fear. But here's the real deal. Panic is where you make your fortune, if you know what you're doing. You don't freeze. You don't just watch your portfolio bleed out. No, you take control. You act. Because in times of market chaos, there are massive opportunities to make money if you move fast enough. While others are stuck praying for a bounce back, you can be making your next big move. The market's in turmoil, and everyone is talking about the uncertainty. But here's the truth. They don't understand uncertainty. They see it as a threat. But the smart money knows it's the perfect time to profit. Timing is everything. And the truth is, the smart money isn't panicking right now. They're making moves, locking in their positions, and getting ready to capitalize on the chaos. The question is, are you going to move with them, or are you going to get left behind? Markets hate uncertainty, and right now we're looking at massive uncertainty. But when the market drops, that's your opportunity to move. Because the truth is, market drops don't last forever. They overreact, and when the bounce back comes, it's huge. Here's the deal. Panic is your friend. People see it and run for the hills, but the smart money moves in. They buy while everyone else is dumping their stocks, terrified about what happens next. And guess what? While they panic, you profit. Most people are just sitting there watching their portfolios shrink. They're holding on, hoping for a miracle. That's not a strategy, that's gambling. But you can take action, and I'm going to show you exactly how. First things first, protect yourself. When the market drops, you need to have a hedge in place. The easiest way to do that is with inverse ETFs, like SQQQ or SPXU. These will make you money when the market crashes. It's that simple. Don't know what those are? No problem, I'll break it down. When the market goes down, these go up. That's the kind of protection you need right now. Another option is buying puts on companies that are already on shaky ground. Find the stocks that are bleeding and bet on them to keep falling. The weak will get weaker, and the smart money will profit from it. Okay, now it's time to go on the attack. This is where you make your real moves. This is where you make your fortune. The market is volatile right now, and volatility is your best friend, if you know how to play it. When Trump dropped those tariffs, it shook things up. But here's the secret. While everyone else is panicking, certain sectors are about to skyrocket. You need to move into industries that rely on domestic production. Energy, defense, steel, and infrastructure are about to see huge gains. While the rest of the market is losing, you can position yourself into sectors that are about to boom. Now let's talk about the winners and the losers. This is where you make the big decisions. Who's going to win in this environment? Domestic companies, like those in energy, defense, and infrastructure, are set to thrive. Energy stocks will soar with the increased tariffs. Defense companies always win during times of uncertainty because governments increase spending. And infrastructure, with more tariffs and higher costs, these companies will see increased demand. But the losers? Automakers, tech companies, and retailers that rely on cheap imports. They're in trouble. Companies like Ford, GM, Tesla, Apple, and Nike are going to feel the burn. They rely heavily on global supply chains. And when those get hit by tariffs, their costs go up, profits go down, and stock prices drop. But here's what no one is talking about yet: the real risk. While everyone's freaking out about tariffs, the second phase of this crisis is what you should really be concerned about. What happens next? Mexico, Canada, and China aren't going to sit idly by. They'll retaliate, and that's when things could get dicey. The market's only reacting to the first move, but the real damage comes when the second wave hits. Here's the domino effect. 1. Tariffs raise costs for U.S. businesses, forcing them to cut expenses. That means layoffs and slower hiring. That's how a recession starts. 2. Lower wages lead to lower consumer spending, which means companies make less money. And when they make less money, their stock prices collapse. 3. As earnings drop, stock prices will follow. It's the simple math of how recessions unfold. Let me break this down for you. There are 3 phases to a market crash. We're already in phase 1, panic selling. The market is dropping and people are terrified. But here's the secret. Phase 2 and 3 are where you make the real money. Phase 2 will involve retaliation. Countries fighting back with tariffs and sectors getting crushed. But phase 3, that's when the market finally recovers and the smart money moves in. If you wait until the dust settles, you're too late. The winners are already getting ahead. Here's how the smart money is playing this. Step 1. They're rotating into defensive sectors. Energy, defense, and infrastructure stocks are about to explode. Step 2. They're shorting the companies that are already struggling. No one's betting on Apple, Tesla, or Ford right now. They're betting against them. The smart money doesn't fear volatility, they embrace it. They're buying when retail investors are panicking, and they're selling when the herd piles back in. So here's the big question for you. Are you ready? Are you going to sit back and hope for the best? Or are you going to make the smart moves while everyone else is still trying to figure out what just happened? This is your opportunity to act fast, position yourself in the right sectors, and make a fortune while everyone else is still trying to figure out what just happened. Time to act.